Have you ever stopped to wonder how our cities are actually going to handle, everything that's coming? More people, a changing climate? Well, what if the answer is a wild piece of tech that basically combines maps with artificial intelligence? Today, let's dive into this absolute game changer for urban planning. It's called GeoAI. For generations, planning a city was this really careful, hands-on process. Just picture it. Huge paper maps spread across a table, colored pencils, and just hours upon hours of human brain power. It was a true craft, and for a simpler time, hey, it worked. But the cities we live in today, they're a completely different beast. They are these massively complex, interconnected webs of infrastructure, services, and millions of people. And it's all changing at a dizzying speed. The old school methods, they just can't keep up anymore, not even close. And that brings us to a really critical problem. As our cities keep growing and facing these challenges we've never seen before, the traditional ways of planning are just getting buried. They're just too slow, too labor-intensive for the world we live in now. What you end up with is this huge mismatch. The tools we've been using were built for a world that frankly doesn't exist anymore. So to figure out the future, we need something way faster, way smarter, and a whole lot more powerful. And that is exactly where our solution comes into play. So say hello to GeoAI. That's geospatial artificial intelligence. Think of it as a revolutionary new approach that's giving urban planners a set of digital superpowers. So, to put it simply, and this is based on UN-Habitat's definition, GeoAI smashes together the power of AI with location-based data. It's not just about looking at a map anymore. It's about teaching a computer to understand the map, to see patterns that we humans might miss, and even predict what could happen next. Okay, here's a really easy way to break it down. On one side, you've got your geospatial data. That's the where. It's the location of every single road, every building, every park. Then, on the other side, you have the AI, and that's the what now. It's the brain that crunches all that location data to help us make much, much smarter decisions. Simple, right? All right, so we get the what, but what about the how? How does this tech actually help us build better cities? Let's take a look at GeoAI in action. The advantages here are just massive. We're talking about mind-blowing accuracy in analysis, huge leaps in efficiency, and the ability to predict what a city will need in the future. It's almost like giving planners a crystal ball, letting them spot problems before they even happen, and do it all way more cost-effectively. And listen, this is not science fiction. It's already happening right now. Cities are using GeoAI to plan entire neighborhoods, to manage crucial infrastructure, and to get ready for climate disasters. In some places, it's already predicting flood zones with pinpoint accuracy, identifying vulnerable households block by block. That can literally save lives. And here's a perfect example from your everyday life. Traffic. So instead of just having traffic lights on a dumb timer, GeoAI can look at live data and adjust the signals in real time. What does that mean for you? It means less traffic, less congestion, and a commute that's just a little less painful. It's a small tweak that has a huge impact. But you knew there was a but, right? With any technology this powerful, we have to take a step back and do a reality check. The path to putting GeoAI everywhere isn't exactly smooth. There are some real challenges and risks we have to talk about. Look, GeoAI is incredibly promising, but let's be real, it's not a silver bullet. Technology by itself isn't going to solve all of our city's problems. It's a tool, and just like any tool, if we're not careful, it can be misused. We have to be super careful here. For instance, these algorithms can accidentally inherit our own human biases, and that can lead to really unfair outcomes. Then there are the huge questions about data privacy and security. And honestly, a lot of city governments just don't have the high-quality data, the expensive infrastructure, or the trained experts to even use these tools correctly. In fact, this quote from UN-Habitat really hits the nail on the head. Turns out, the biggest barrier often isn't the technology itself. It's the human element. It's this urgent need for more people who have the skills to use this stuff responsibly and ethically. So, where does that leave us? Well, it means the future isn't about just letting AI take the wheel. It's about making absolutely sure this technology is serving the people who actually live and work in our cities. And that brings us to what might be the most important takeaway of all. GeoAI should be a tool that empowers communities. It should provide the data that makes town hall meetings more productive, that makes decision-making more inclusive. The goal here is to complement human wisdom, not to replace it.
And all of this leaves us with one last really important question to chew on. You see, a smart city can manage traffic and optimize energy, but a wise city is fair, it's resilient, and it's just. So as we race to build the amazing cities of tomorrow, making sure they're not just smart, but also wise, well, that's going to be our greatest challenge.